peacefully coexist.
Yeah.
And then Bardock notices that the healing fluid that they used on him, he flashes back to the Saiyans and how they had their healing tanks. And they said, wait, this is the same fluid. Where am I? They never say it in the special, but apparently he went back in time before the Saiyans even existed. And even Frieza existed. Because it is shown later that a Frieza-like creature, later known to be revealed as Lord Chilled, Frieza's ancestor.
Yeah, because King Cold was his father.
Yes, so I guess Frieza's grandfather. And I don't know. I don't even know. That isn't even...
Just his ancestor.
Yeah, it's ancestor. Well, actually, it could be his grandfather, but you'll see. Yeah, Chilled shows up, starts destroying inhabitants. Bardock gets pissed, gets the beaten out of him. All the while thinking Chilled is Frieza, because he goes, Frieza! And tries to do his thing. And then he gets his ass kicked, and then he sees his headband, because for some reason he still has it. I mean, you would think after getting destroyed by the supernova, he would have lost it, along with all of his armor, which he still has, but no.
Yes.
So many plot holes here. But as I was saying, he sees the headband, something snaps, super.
What?
He then kicks Chilled's ass, and then this is the weirdest part in the entire special. Chilled, it looks like he perishes.
Then this is the weirdest part?
Yeah, you'll see why, because this is why this whole special has started a huge debate. Chilled is shown laying on his deathbed on his ship and said, tell my descendants about the legend of this Super Saiyan. Everyone immediately started saying Bardock is the legendary Super Saiyan of legend and therefore the first Super Saiyan.
Yeah, I could see that.
I don't even know what to think of all that. I mean, it's hard to say either for sure he is actually the first Super Saiyan. But that would mess up so much of everything already established. Like,
not really if you think about it, because if the legend is skewed over time.
True. But you said that you also said that he is the descendant of the very first Super Saiyan. But Bardock is Goku's father.
Right. So, in a way, if you actually think about it, that makes more sense than Vegeta being a descendant of the first Saiyan. It could be believed that, or it could even be say, it could be that all Saiyans are descendant from the first Super Saiyan, if that's the case. Whereas, it's been kind of like bastardized over the years, and eventually you end up with Goku being born as a literal descendant of the first Super Saiyan before Bardock became Super Saiyan. Basically, what that would entail is that Goku already has that ability innate in himself to be able to transform Super Saiyan given enough rage and, whatever. The same thing that any Saiyan really needs to transform. But it's closer to the surface in him than it is in, say, Vegeta or any other Saiyan other than Bardock because of his genealogy.
Good.
If that makes any sense.
Yeah, that does, actually. Though it doesn't explain Broly. No, I'm just kidding. Broly's not
Broly
canon.
is a freak. That's
He's a freak of nature.
Yeah, he was born with a power level over 10,000, so...
It's over 9? Wait, it's over 10,000! Yes. Back to what I was originally bringing up. GT. Here is that interview. The Dragon Ball Kanzenban, that's something Japanese that I don't understand, have great grammar here, have brought in new readers. And I think that as fans, it's only natural that they'd want to see a new Dragon Ball Z title. What would you think about making a new anime work in about 1 year or so? This is around... I don't know when.
I'd say probably the middle of the Buu saga.
Well, it's about to mention GT.
Yeah, but I'd imagine he's being asked these questions as he's bringing the current series to an end. So at this time, he'd still be working on Z, getting ready to close it out. Is what I'm imagining going on. I could be completely wrong. I could be right. It's just how I'm picturing it in my head.
Okay, here we go. What would you... Toriyama, and then someone else explains it more. Oh, I'd like to see that. And then someone else that I won't pronounce their last name because I can't. But by the final chapter, Goku had gotten pretty old. Even after that, he was the main character for the anime original. There's a keyword, anime original. Dragon Ball GT. If we're going to be making stories left and right here, maybe we should rewind time a bit and make them stories set in sometime in the past. Toriyama. I think so too. Instead of continuing the story further and further into the future, it'd be better to do a separate episode-style story development where you go back in time and go, this sort of enemy was here in this sort of story. Just say, it wasn't in the original work, but this sort of story happened. Maybe that would be better. That sounds like an episode of Bardock.
It does, actually.
Okay. Okay, here we go. Dragon Ball GT. Dragon Ball GT is, of course, the anime series in which Toriyama had the least involvement. In his intro to the Dragon Ball GT... Oh, Dragon Box GT! I misread that. Toriyama explains that, quote, for GT, all I did was just come up with the title, design the initial main cast in some of the machines, and also do a few images. That means he was not very involved with most of it.
Right. And he didn't want to be involved either. I know that much to be true.
Oh, okay. Here you go. The GT title and logo. He said in his Dragon Box GT intro, he says that in car lingo, GT means Gran Turismo, which is also a video game on the PlayStation. A fast, high-powered car, in other words. But in this case, I had GT mean Grand Touring, so I was close. A great journey, since the scenario was that they'd be running around the universe. The GT Perfect File Volume 1.
It didn't really go very far throughout the universe.
And here you go. And then it could also have meant Galaxy Touring, though that does not seem to be what Toriyama intended.
Well, even so, they didn't most of that series take place on Earth?
Now here's a
I
shocker.
thought all of it did, actually.
You know that mustache Vegeta that broke so many canon?
That Bola
Toriyama
made him
designed
shape.
these several years later of the main Dragon Ball GT cast, including said Vegeta. That means he broke his own canon. And he also does that horrid Trunks.
The horrid Trunks?
I couldn't stand GT Trunks, how he looked. Shorts! Why are you wearing shorts?
Hold on, Google image shirts.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't like that. I didn't like GT Trunks. So why didn't they ever... Oh, I'll get to it. Yeah. I just never know.
Oops.
Oh, there
I'm
was
not
an
seeing a full
alternate...
figure of them at all.
Oh.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, the shorts
Okay.
are terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did not design Omega Shenron, he did not design Super 17 or Grade 8 Baby in his other forms. He didn't design
I was gonna
any
say,
of those.
Baby did not look like a normal Dragon Ball Z creation.
No. He only designed Giru, that robot, the spaceship they used to travel, and 3 that we know about planets.
I could have swore all of it took place on Earth.
There's
How dare you
one.
make fun of my mustache?
There's Planet Mamath, whatever that is, which
Oh,
appeared
yeah.
in episode 6. And there's Kara, which resembles Rudezi, seen in episode 16.
Oops.
And the third image was never used in the anime. And another thing that I want to bring up. Just now, like last year or so, GT is getting its own manga in Japan.
Huh.
Not drawn by Akira Toriyama.
I don't remember Nappa having hair.
Yeah.
I love the character progression over the years. I'm gonna share a couple pictures with you guys. Leo, if you want to, I see your screen sharing.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to share this photo to
I
the
can't see
stream,
But, oh well.
just let me. I gotta.
Mhm.
Oh, then it's. Is it you, Lucas? That's screen sharing.
No, I'm on mobile.
Oh yeah.
I don't know who's.
I think you're screen sharing anyway. Anyway, here is Nappa and Vegeta standing side by side. Now, here is a later Vegeta, specifically GT Vegeta. Specific mustache Vegeta, actually. Now, compare these two images, and you'll see the progression of Vegeta as a person. It's kind of weird how different he looks between the beginning and the end.
Interesting.
Whose form did Baby have in his final form? It was Vegeta's, wasn't it?
It was always Baby
Baby
Vegeta until
Vegeta?
Grade 8.
Yeah.
Also, I want to talk about something, but I want to make sure that I don't spoil anything. Oh, what happened? I missed it.
Oh, I'm going to share one more picture that I find kind of hilarious.
Oh, God.
It's funny.
I just realized we've been recording for over 2 hours.
Yep. I think we need less topics.
Yeah, we may need to split them up.
Yeah.
So far, I do want to do the retro thing as a recurring. We'll just have different things to talk about during it. I do like that idea. Now, as I was saying, I want to talk about something right before we wrap up, whenever that will be, and that is also anime related, and that is the home release of Dragon Ball Z Battle of Gods.
I want to do that very bad.
I got it on October 7th. Surprisingly, the place that had it only had the extended edition, and they were still fully stocked. Like, hardly anybody around there knew, apparently. So I was like, okay, I'll take one. Bought one. Watched it in both dub, the uncut version, and then I watched it with sub. And it was interesting. I don't want to spoil specific stuff, because it seems you haven't even seen the theatrical version.
I have not.
Yeah, then I won't say anything about it. I was going to discuss it, but now I won't, for spoilers. I will say this.
My only interest is, well, the one thing that I don't mind if you spoil is where in the chronology does it fit?
Okay, that's easy to say.
Does it seem to fit?
It takes place before the World Tournament at the end of Z, but after Kid Buu is defeated because Majin Buu and Hercule are friends.
Okay.
And there's no Oob yet present anywhere in the film, so.
I don't remember Oob.
He was technically at the end of Z, so that means technically he's canon. Majub is not.
Oh yeah, I remember Oob.
Good incarnation of Kid Buu.
Yeah.
I will say this.
How is Majub not canon?
He only appeared in GT.
Oh yeah, okay.
In GT isn't canon, so. Yeah. Neither is AF, but that was obvious from the start.
Yeah, AF never happened actually.
Yeah, that was a joke. Anyway, we'll say this.
Seeing pictures of Super Saiyan 5 Goku getting so excited, and I'm like, oh, that's just him with a different color scheme.
Yeah, and Super Saiyan 3 hair randomly.
Yeah. Super Saiyan
we'll say
hair
this.
that was like silver with like a black streak in it.
We'll say this though. If you thought GT was still canon before you watched the movie will confirm it. There's some things that definitely make GT not canon. I'll leave it at that. I'll leave it at that.
So GT is no longer canon.
Yeah, because events that happen in the movie, and it also confirms something else is canon, because it is directly referenced in the movie.
Okay. Well, if that's spoiler, then don't mention it.
Well, it doesn't spoil anything huge. It's not a big thing in the movie. It's just something someone says offhandedly.
Okay, I'm interested. What is it?
Okay, during a certain part of the movie, when the fight's about to go down, that's pretty non-specific. They're saying, hey, can't you get your brother here? This is addressed to Vegeta. The brother in question is Tarble, who never got an English dub except for in Raging Blast 2. His special was never localized. And all of a sudden he shows up being referenced in Battle of Gods. By Bulma's voice actor.
Really?
So that means Tarble is canon. I mean, because Battle of Z, that was a terrible game. Battle of Gods is canon. It is the only canon movie in the entire series. I mean, feature-length movie. I don't count TV specials as a movie.
Broly's not canon?